Lionhearts, your old pal Jordan the Lion. Thanks for coming back and seeing me again today in Krakow, Poland. We're gonna go finish up the explorations that we were trying to do yesterday and hope that this rain subsides. It's kind of sprinkling a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna deter our day. Let's go see some more great Polish history and some more great Polish architecture. Days with Jordan the Lion begin now. Yep, we're getting rain, unfortunately. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, hello. All this cobblestone kind of reminds me of Lisbon, some of the designs in it. Look at those statues up at the top of this building. These are pretty great. So a little bit of a teaser, I just went into the Krakow Visitor Center and I just purchased my ticket to take a tour of Auschwitz and Birkenau. So there you go, Star Wars fans, if you're curious as to how to say Star Wars or any of that stuff in Polish, there you go. Well, the rain's kind of subsided a little bit. It's kind of off and on today. All right, we've made it back onto the Royal Route. We have a few stops to make now. Oh, take a look at that. So this walkway that we just took, they call it Lost Souls Alley. So this is actually a church, but you can, and it looks like they're sold out for today, they have a bugler's tower. And you keep hearing a bugler while we're out here, and that's where it's coming from, right here. There's all kinds of little details around the church that are worth looking at. So even though the Bugler's Tower is sold out for today, we're hoping that St. Mary's as a whole is not, because we want to go in this church big time. Look at that. Pope John Paul. Alright, so I think I was wrong. I think this is St. Mary's that we're looking for. Kind of have some misleading signs around here, but I think this is where we actually want to go. So that plaque right up there, that's who was buried in the floor inside the church we were just in. Well, that is a major, major bummer. St. Mary's is closed for renovation, and that's one of the main things that we wanted to see while we're here, because they have a, the ceiling is painted to look like the stars, like you're outside, and it's supposed to have the largest altarpiece in the world. It's like this really extravagant gold altarpiece, so unfortunately we're not going to get to see it while we're here. So let's go and we'll check out the Krakow History Museum. I was gonna not do that originally because I was like, you know, it's probably all in Polish, I won't understand any of it. Then as I looked online, they have a lot of kind of demonstration pieces, things that really illustrate the city, so I want to go see that now. Look at the guys selling crossbows. Krakow crossbows. Now I believe the History Museum is over in this corner. Guess we'll find out, won't we? Cool. Old carriage coach. Looks like it has a bugle on the side. Wonder if somebody used to ride around in this blowing their horn. I'm wondering if you can go in this thing. I think you can. Let's go take a look. Oh, it looks like they have concerts in there. Oh no, there's a service going on. We don't want to go in and interrupt that. Sorry, guys. This is one heck of a medieval town square, I'm gonna tell you. This is an absolutely gorgeous place. If you like good architecture and good food, so far this place is great. They sell a lot of pretzels here on the street. A lot of pretzels. There it is, that yellow and white one over there. All right, we're almost there. It's right here. We'll just let the horses by first. What's up, guys? All right, let's check it out. All right, we got our ticket. Let's go look through the exhibition. Hot air balloons, baby. Wow. Cool, they show a view, but you can actually see where you sit, all the chairs inside the hot air balloon. That's more of what the town square used to look like. Look, there's the church right up here. And the clock tower. The city hall meeting place that we were at is right there. Then the merchant market is right there. Take a look. That's what it used to look like. You can see what City Hall used to look like when it wasn't just the tower. And there's the merchant market. There's the church we went into. Well, we tried to get into that's closed. It's crazy. We were pretty much right in there earlier. Well, yesterday. What do you think the deal was with the skull and crossbones on the cross? So here's a pretty good illustration to show how the walls would have protected Krakow back then. I was showing you a little bit of it yesterday. See, remember yesterday I was telling you about the mastodons and the woolly mammoths they were showing? Yeah, I guess this used to be their land. Now we're going to the bottom floor part of the museum. Now I think this has more of the section I was looking forward to. This is a Polish youth magazine, it says. And this little pendant is the badge of cycling section of the Polish Gymnastic Society. And this is a little pamphlet on Boy Scouting. And there's some of the scouts. Yeah, there's some scouting photos right there, as well as one of the little scouting badges you can see right there. Methods of building a fire. Looks like here they have like the wood right in the dead center, and then they build a little construction around it. Well, I think we've seen enough. I think we're gonna head out of here and go see some more Krakow. So the bummer to this museum is a lot of the stuff that I thought I was gonna see is closed for renovations right now. Yeah, no offense, Krakow, but that museum was rather anticlimactic without being able to see the good stuff, which is, I guess, in the building that's closed off, which is unfortunate. I wish I would have known before I went in there. You can tell by that tiled duck that Space Invader was here. Street artist, that's his style. All right, it looks like our next stop's about 5 minutes away. This is madness. All right, we gotta pass through all these guys. Looks like we're working our way back over here by the churches that broke my heart earlier. How dare you guys be closed? Come on, man. Didn't you know I was coming? Bummer. Oh, I know those guys. See those guys everywhere in the world. Who would have thought there'd be such a big market for people painted gold? Would have never guessed. Check out that building in front of us. All right, it looks like we're heading down this way. So this beautiful building is the cloister of the Dominican Fathers Monastery. I'm gonna see if we can go in and take a look. I think you can. It's a wedding. That was very interesting to see. So this is the church that we were just in, the Franciscan Church and Monastery, St. Francis of Assisi Church. And maybe I was mistaken because the ceiling of that looked an awful lot like an outside starry night. So maybe this was the church I thought I was looking for when we went to the one that was closed. I'll have to investigate a little further. And that was a beautiful church. I love how one was all pink and one was all kind of stained glass and starry and just beautiful inside. And I got to sit through about 20 minutes of a Polish Mass. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is called the Bishop's Palace. Now, this window up here with his picture, the reason that that is there is because they said from the time that he served here, from 1964 to 1978, he would address everyone from that window. Now, they said every year on his death, which I believe is April 2nd, crowds of people gather in front right here on the street and light candles in remembrance of now the saint, but at the time, the Pope. That is called the Papal Window, I believe. Now, just so you know I'm not making all that up, here's a plaque here that kind of says all that, I believe, in Polish. You can kind of see. Even I can make out enough of that to figure out with the dates and everything. I was just double checking and I actually couldn't find anywhere where it lists that the Pope was ever here at St. Franciscan Church. So I don't know if he was or not, even though where he lived, the Bishop's Palace was right across the street or adjacent to it. I'm not sure if he was there or not. If you know for sure, let me know. Now that's an interesting fountain. So this is pretty amazing because what this is this is an actual certified replica of the Shroud of Turin. And if you know what the Shroud of Turin is, it was a cloth that Jesus was wrapped in, and it believes that it has an imprint of him, which you can see right there. So like I said, this is a certified replica. Well, now that the Mass is over, I waited it out a little bit, came back, because even though we caught some of the Mass, I wanted to show you some of the stained glass windows up there. They were just incredible. I do love the way that they decorated the walls and everything in here. It's got a very interesting motif. Not something you see in most churches. It's very colorful. And then of course it has that beautiful ceiling that's made to look like the stars. Here you can see Pope John Paul II. All right, I think we have one more stop today before we call it a day. Okay, take a look at this place, especially the top. See if we can zoom in on that. I don't know if we're gonna get some weird shade, but take a look at all that up there. There, you can see it a little bit better over here. So this place came highly recommended. I actually was told these are the best pierogies in town. They only have 3 tables. That's always a good sign. Let's try it out. And there it is. First bite in and I love it. I'll tell you, this is more what I expect because these are kind of boiled. They're not the, they weren't like the hard crunchy ones like I had yesterday, so these are excellent. I do agree these are better. So for this round, I decided to get a bacon and cheese potato version, and it's really good. And then I got some to take home for later. Also a huge difference, only 12 here, and at the other place I had them, they were 20, so big difference. I think what we're looking for is right up here, actually. Oh yeah, that is definitely what we were looking for. Wow. The apostles. All right, let's go in, shall we? Anybody game for that? Wow, man, that's beautiful. Wow, look at that. There's a picture of Pope John Paul right up there. Well, I'm gonna call it a day here. I don't know if we'll do much better than the Church of St. Peter and Paul to end it. That was really beautiful inside. Thank you all for watching. Come back tomorrow. I told you where we're going. We're going to Auschwitz tomorrow. If it's not your thing, I understand, but it's history and we need to see it. Have a great night. We'll see you all tomorrow. Good night.